Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back again. We're here taking a look at the Summit 6 qualifiers. I know it says Summit 5 up there, but never you fear, it's actually the Summit 6. We're just waiting for all the tickets to sort themselves out in the atmosphere of the Dota 2 world. I'm Lyrical, joined as well by Aosin. We're moving into game number 2 of Elements Pro Gaming, facing off against Power Rangers. Loser of this drops down to the lower bracket. Aosin, last game was rough for Power Rangers fans. They kind of got destroyed by Elements Pro Gaming. Do you think they have the chance to bring it back?
Radiant team
I definitely would say so. I think they had the right idea last game. They just got caught up in a really bad team fight, and the other team Elements just snowballed on them. They just, like I said, I think they have the right idea. They should just stick to their play style, their plan, and just try their best not to lose team fights like that in the early stage.
I will say it's a little bit rough right now for Power Rangers. They take the Darkseer for themselves, fine and dandy, but this is going to lead us into a Shadow Demon Luna as the first two for Elements Pro Gaming. So this combo is tried and true as well. We've seen it over and over again since before TI, and it's still just incredibly powerful despite the nerfs that we've seen to the Shadow Demon illusions. What do you think is the best way to deal with this combination? Is there something that you can change as far as the way the game develops, or what's your thoughts?
I mean, there's always the you have to deal with the illusions in the later stages. That's kind of the strength of the Shadow Demon Luna combo. So if you think that the game is going to go late, you should definitely pick up something that can deal with the illusions, although I feel like there isn't too much to deal with it right now, especially with the OD being banned out.
That's true. That does make it a little bit rough. Elder Titan is going to also be taken now, so taking away some of that natural tankability that Luna would have through her high agi that she gains over levels, which is pretty good with the natural order. Also just like the natural synergy there of vacuum into stomp, if you can make that happen.
5 seconds remaining.
But big AoE is the name of the game for Power Rangers, and that's basically what won Elements Pro Gaming the game last time.
Reserve time.
Surprised to see that no one's picked up Void. I thought that Power Rangers would have followed in Elements' footsteps and picked up Void, but ET is a pretty damn solid choice as well.
Yeah. And Elements are going to have the third pick, so I would be surprised if Power Rangers didn't ban it out themselves. It does seem like Elements like running this Luna, though. Did you feel like it did enough that sort of justifies the first phase?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. They protected her, and then, I mean, Swift Ending just knew how to get farm on Luna. He pulled ahead really, really fast off of winning one team fight. Like, at one point, after they won that team fight, he was already like 5,000 or 6,000 ahead of Drow.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, it's interesting too that we don't actually see a Drow get taken. Something I hadn't thought about either. Could you run that mid and still have the Luna in this draft? Would that be something that could work since Elements Pro Gaming have the first round?
It's possible, but like I said, they should. I mean, they're up one game. They should just stick to whatever they feel most comfortable with. Sometimes the Drow mid is just a little too greedy, and then all of a sudden you find yourself getting rolled over.
I guess that's something to be concerned about there. ET also great at being able to roam into the mid lane if you want to take him there. It doesn't always work out with like the first level, but maybe second level you can move in with a nice little echo stomp and cause some trouble, make some damage happen. Invoker is another one of those heroes that wasn't touched in the last game, and I always feel like it's good with Luna, but I guess you really do need that Invoker player, and if Elements Pro Gaming don't have somebody that feels comfortable running it, could be rough. They're going to go for the Mirana, so second lady on an animal.
Second lady on an animal.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, man.
I mean, we saw this earlier from Iceberg. Shadow Demon Mirana. You run the Mirana mid, you have that Shadow Demon always ready. Really, really strong setup.
Did you take the
Magi?
Radiant team ban.
Think about the Rubik pick here.
Probably just a player thing too. I still think I don't feel like it's particularly strong. I mean, there's a lot of good spells here and there,
10 seconds remaining.
Damage might be a little lacking in the early stages until
5
people start
seconds
getting
remaining.
levels. Power Rangers doesn't really have too much damage on their side.
Yeah. We do have the nice little
Reserve
combo
time.
there where if they do want to run into the mid lane, a Shadow Demon gets the imprisonment off, then you're going to be able to afterwards phase shift away from an arrow that comes in from Mirana. Although I guess...
I think it depends on the timing. I think it's actually impossible to phase shift if the arrow's on top of you already.
Okay.
I'm pretty certain.
I guess the other thing, though, is that Shadow Demon might just stay bottom and like pull
Dire
constantly
team
with
back.
Ogre running mid. That might be the other way they run it.
Yeah, that's one way they can do it. That's kind of the nice thing about having SD and Ogre. They're very flexible. They can just run around and do whatever they want for the most part.
10 seconds remaining.
Ogre, not so much, but Shadow Demon can kind of do that. He only needs like a couple levels, and as long as you keep stacking in the jungle, you'll be able to catch up in levels because you can always farm it as a support.
Okay. Well, Juggernaut's going to be banned out. We also got the Tide Hunter taken off the bat, and Power Rangers with one final pick will be looking for their safe line, I imagine.
10
Wade has already been
seconds remaining.
banned. Jug is taken out of the pool. What else is there that's they need?
5
Do they
seconds
need to have any
remaining.
extra initiation, like a Sven pickup here, or what's your thought? Okay. Wasn't enough time to
Radiant
talk about it, but
team.
Morphling, still a good hero.
Yeah, I think Morphling is definitely a good hero here, especially since you have an ET. There's nothing quite like the ET E-Blade combo.
Oh,
10
Lord.
If you thought an E-Blade Adaptive Strike did a lot of damage, wait till you have an Elder Titan Spirit on top of them as well.
5 seconds remaining.
That is disgusting. And it's going to be a last pick Sand King. So, all right, strong lanes. Do they try and get like a solo lane with the Sand King? I guess that they can't really force that. Whenever I see a Luna, I always think about going like aggro tri-lane and how effective that could be. Do you think that's a possibility in this one, or is it a little bit too tough?
It's definitely possible, but I don't know if they want to run it like that. You can always put the Sand King mid and run the Mirana SD Ogre like you mentioned. I think it would actually beat their tri-lane, but it just depends on how they want to prioritize their levels and farm.
Alright.
I think just by having an Ogre and a Sand King in the offlane should be enough. You just kind of want to get a few levels on your Sand King, and he should be good to go.
Fair enough. Well, 30 seconds, sorry. Hopefully the game is going to get underway in short order. It's Elements Pro Gaming facing off against Power Rangers Dota. And put in a lot of their hopes and dreams on this Morphling. We haven't seen a ton of Morphling recently in a lot of the matches that we've been watching. Is that just like, I don't know, do you think that the meta is shifting away from him, or do you think that it's, what's the reasoning behind a little bit of a loss in seeing the Morphling?
I mean, Morphling is incredibly strong, but he is like pretty badly countered by quite a few heroes. That's probably why you don't really see him that often, because there has to be a situation for the pick. It's not like a lot of other carries, like Jug, for example. It's kind of hard to shut down a Jug with the specific pick, but Morphling, on the other hand, is someone you can definitely shut down with specific picks.
Yeah. I guess that also reminds me of a couple of games I was watching the other day where it was Newbie versus LGD, and they were picking the carries first and saving the mid for last, and running the mid as like that heavy farming hero carrying to the late game, whether it was like an Invoker, a Tinker, or whatever, and then that left open the possibility for like you didn't want to have to fourth pick a Morphling there and then potentially get countered.
Right. I mean, Morphling just, for example, if you're playing Morphling, it is so annoying to deal with an anti-mage, for example. Or an AA as well. And even other like melee cores. Like if you're playing Morphling and you're against a Jug, that's already pretty annoying to deal with too, because you just go the Manta Diffusal Blade, and to deal with that as a Morphling is also really, really annoying. So that's probably why Morphling isn't seen too much, unless the occasion calls for it.
Right. Well, here's the movement out. The smoke is going to break rather early, but they are just trying to set up to secure themselves a rune. currently no vision in this area for Power Rangers. They opted to place their wards deep on each of the side lanes, which might set up for a nice fight for Elements if they can find the angle to go onto them. But who are you favoring coming into this? I mean, I know that last game Power Rangers got pretty heavily outplayed. Do you think that this type of lineup has the pieces together to deal with Elements?
Definitely. I think if PR has a good start, I think their lineup will most likely stomp in the mid game. And for Elements lineup is kind of like it feels a lot like FNG's kind of draft. It's just super aggressive through and through. So they just have to play super aggressively to maintain that momentum.
Speaking of super aggressively, there's the Burrow Strike through onto 2. LeBron takes away that bounty rune. Mitch taking a couple of hits as well. It looks like the puck was going to chase him down, but didn't fully commit for it. And now 3 stacks up of the Shadow Poison, 4 on J4. Needs to be careful. They did throw out another one onto Phonia, trading hits as LeBron is dropping lower as well. They're going to have a 5th stack now onto J4. He might go down to this at this point. Brought down to about half HP. Mitch turns back around. Burrow Strike there as well, but he's survivable enough to not go down to that. So fine and dandy for the moment. Had a little bit of loss going on. Shadow Demon denies himself.
Oh, both mid players are so low. They were just trading.
This is a scary moment. They are going to bring in a salve from Marana, so giving him a little bit of the upper hand. This is going to change things around a little bit, although it looks like the puck is bringing one out as well. So not going to be the end of the world, although it does need to be careful about where he pops it.
So they do run that SK Ogre off lane, get him the levels he needs, and then LeBron will probably just move elsewhere. But this does make the bottom lane a little bit easier for the Darkseer. He'll be getting his levels without needing to go into the jungle.
Yeah. We do see Milan pulling continuously like we were talking about, which should secure him a good amount of the farm. He's going to actually go for this pull, which is not the easiest one in the world. But with the Shadow Demon, it does make it a little bit easier, so you can hit the timing nice, but does lose 1 creep along the way. I'll try and zone out Cheshire Cat a little bit as well. But yeah, just some early, trying to see who can be the most efficient with their movements around the map. It feels like Darkseer is definitely going to be the beneficiary.
I think a lot of this game is going to come down to this puck making a place for his team.
As we have another imprisonment drop down. So what's the big play there for him then? As well, maybe some more action up top. They're looking for goddamn. They're gonna force him out. They have a Mango Burrow Strike, but it doesn't look like they want to commit it. Is it just like into a quick Blink Dagger, or do you think you can play it a little bit more greedy and go for like the Veil farming build?
I think the Veil is perfectly fine. I wouldn't even call it a farming build. It definitely helps with it a lot, but it makes it so that it just makes your ET combo that much stronger. Because a puck with an ET that has natural order, even 1 level of it, just makes that puck that much stronger.
Right. I guess that's pretty true there. And on the side of Element, then what do you think they're going to be trying to do in this game? Is it just about trying to farm up until they get like a pretty substantial lead and playing the ancient game with Luna, or can they get aggressive themselves?
They're definitely going to look to get aggressive. They're just waiting for levels, because no one really has the levels to do too much right now. Your Sand King's only level 2, Ogre's level 2. Luna probably wants to wait until she's 6 and then start making rotations. Shadow Demon's still focused on pulling. No one's too ready to fight just yet. They might try something when Imrana hits 6. Maybe he'll take that level 6 ultimate and set someone up with that, but until then, I don't think they're ready to fight just yet.
Goddamn is also scout out this big old stack, be able to pull, get a little bit of extra bonus damage from this one as well. This is easy. Swift Ending taking a couple of hits from it as well, and looks like they're going to be able to get that side pull off. Helps out Cheshire Cat quite a bit.
Yeah, Darkseer is going to be giving them quite a few problems. It's not exactly easy for them to deal with a a Darkseer with just a Shadow Demon and Luna. Oh, he did nice double damage.
Radiant's middle tower
Oh,
is
that's
under
so
attack.
annoying.
Fuck. Yeah, that's a Bottle Crow now. The other one had already been taken. Oh, nicely played there by Milan. It looks like they're getting a little bit more aggressive here. Cheshire Cat taking some more damage, and they'll force back at least for the moment. It feels like if Shadow Demon initiates onto one of them, they might be able to do something here.
Well, he uses Salve. He's probably not in danger of anything happening anymore. Oh, are they gonna catch out? Goddamn! Oh, they did.
Might be. There's another Shadow Poison
Might be
thrown. They're
enough.
gonna have another Lucent Beam. Turns, finds the kill. First blood going the way of Luna, and they're still taking a good bit of damage here as well. They don't have any more mana right now for another Lucent Beam from Luna. And top lane, more aggression. J4 is going to drop. Ogre Magi gets the kill and just clubbing away at Bignum also. This is looking pretty good for Elements Pro Gaming.
Yeah, doing very well across all lanes. It's the power of the neutral creeps at this stage of the game.
They did do a good bit of damage there to that ET, causing issues as Shadow Demon denies himself, and now be able to come back out to lane with a full mana pool. Luna's level 6. It does feel like that might be a little bit hard to find a kill with an Eclipse, even at this stage in the game, just because of all the creeps that are around.
Oh, poor Puck. He saw his Rubik TP in, and he was desperately trying to give him his bottle, and I don't think Rubik was paying attention to that.
Goodness. Well, Mitch is going to move back in along the bottom here. They've got LeBron who's going to chase. There's the Ignite, and well, the wraparound is going to be coming as well, as J4 as well as Phony are here, and LeBron Dona might be the one that takes the gank, but he's really strong and tanky. They dropped the Dream Coil onto him as well, but now they've popped the Mirana ulti, and fine for the moment. They could even think about turning this back around again. That was not the rotation that they needed.
Yeah, unfortunately, at this stage of the game, Ogre Magi is not the target you want to be focusing. With 8 armor and a stout shield and raindrops.
Bottom lane, Cheshire Cat gets dropped. There's the Eclipse used, and 3-0 start across the map. They're kind of running a train on them.
Yeah, they're definitely doing very well with their lane setup. They're not even like playing aggressive. They're just playing their lanes and they're just winning.
Yeah, it's feeling like it's a little bit rough. They take over the range creep now, and Swift Ending should be able to start stacking up those Ancients to great effect. Helm of the Dominator done for her, and starting to take a look at some of this net worth. It's looking real good for Elements.
Their supports are getting some decent levels too. It's going to be really, really troublesome for a Morphling if Shadow Demon gets 6 too early.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Is that pretty much a kill ability for him if they find onto Bignum?
I want to say it's a guaranteed kill, but it makes it so much easier.
Bro Strike counter initiation onto J4. They have the Fire Blast. Right click is there as well. The Caustic is going to proc, and it looks like they might just be able to find this one. J4 gonna go down at this early point in the game, and now Burrow Strike back the other direction. Mitch running away is gonna die to that one. They dropped the Dream Coil a little bit prematurely. LeBron is gonna get slept, but I think that at the end of the day, with rotation in from the Shadow Demon, they are gonna end up losing him. Milan might also go down himself, trying to juke it out, pops his wand charges. Onia still chasing and is going to be able to find that kill. So a double for the Puck. 8 minutes in. Nicely played
very
there.
needed double kill. Now they have a Veil on the Puck. I'm telling you, this Puck's going to go ham. He's going to be the one who brings PR back into this game.
All right. Well, we'll see if he can make it happen. And I guess Blink is the next play, so he can start roaming around and finding kills. After he finishes
Fortunately,
off.
Darkseer isn't getting too much, though.
Yeah. Well, level 7 for him. They are still stacking up these Ancients. for the Luna. And we did see how strong this combo could be before with the Luna and the Ogre Magi. He's starting to get points into Bloodlust now after maxing out Ignite.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah. The super massive farming potential with the Luna and the Bloodlust. He has his Eclipse again. Maybe Element should look to make a play with it.
That's definitely a possibility. They are going to spot out that the Morphling is there. Has not died yet himself. Is that something that you think Elements need to be concerned about? Is this Morphling starting to get out of control? As well, the sleep is going to be there. They get the silence. The Dream Coil down as well. Mitch is gone. Just like that, Morphling picks up the kill.
Another kill set up by the Puck. Definitely helps a lot for the Morphling. Gives them that much more time to free farm. I think for now it's not something they have to worry about too much, but once Morphling gets, you know, finishes his Linkens and grows that much closer to his E-Blade, that's when they really have to be careful.
And this is definitely feeling like it's where they need to be right now with what the Puck's getting out of this. But, like, if they don't address the Luna, does she start to get out of control also? Like, what's the bigger worry here?
I think Luna can still definitely be handled by PR, but if the Puck goes out of control, like in this phase, I don't think there's too much they could do about it.
They do
because the only reliable stun that they have that's like immediate is the Sand King stun, and he's not quite ready for that yet.
Okay. We also do have this rotation that's coming up now. Goddamn, trying to keep them off of the tower to whatever ability he can. But this is the rotation, and if they can find this kill, could be very good for the side of Power Rangers. The smoke does feel like Swift Ending realized what's happening. Is going to hide back behind his tower. Eclipse
this is
ready.
A very, very difficult kill. A very risky one, too. He's prepared for it. He has his treads on strength, and he's also got infused raindrops, and it's right on top of the tower. Yeah, they back out. They don't want to risk it. This is a really difficult kill.
Nicely played by them then. Recognition, not going to overextend. Don't put themselves in an awkward position. And now, I wonder if they're going to realize that this camp is blocked out yet.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Doesn't
attack.
look like it.
He just pinged it out. I think he just realized.
Okay. Milan and Marana are also smoked up now with LeBron. They're going to head over this direction and I guess keep their eyes on this Darkseer to see if they can find him. This one also feels like it might be a bit of a tough kill.
I think I think this is okay. Oh, never mind. I was going to say they could just take the tower or pressure the tower, but I guess they don't want to lose the middle tower.
Dire's bottom
just backing
tower
off.
is under attack.
It does feel like it's been a bit of a weird, just like do-si-do, a couple of different smoke inks that don't really bear fruit, trying to find kills and then sort of just wasting a bit of time. I mean, do you feel like one team is more comfortable going into the later game against the other if this doesn't really result in any type of movement?
I think both teams are fairly even. I would say they're fairly even. I would say it's like slightly favored in PR, but Elements can definitely fight them in the late game as well.
Rana, level 10. They're taking down this stack of Ancients after the D ward, and Power Rangers might have an inkling that this is happening.
Top tower is under attack.
Goddamn does have his Astral Spirit that he's going to send out here. Spots out that this is going on.
Radiant's bottom tower
I don't know if they're going to be able to really come and contest. I imagine they can if they wanted to move in this direction, but not happening as of yet.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, he's walking right through that sentry.
They do spot him. They've got vision. Everybody there. LeBron's in the area as well. Looks like they realize what's going on. And still Luna left to farm. This is a really tense moment when neither side really wants to give up the stack at all.
Yeah, but both sides do have to be careful. They realize that with the proper initiation, both sides could potentially lose the team fight.
Lots of pings. The long range
going the long way around.
J4.
Oh, they're going to catch out Mitch.
Cheshire Cat trying to find it. Still very low. They're going to be able to jump forward. They found Mitch. He's gone. And it looks like the rest of Elements are going to have to back out, but they did secure that the full stack of Ancients. So this is going to end up working out okay for them.
Radiant structures.
Yeah, I'd say that would be worth it. Gogi is actually pretty close to his scepter. It's only 1,000 gold off. I think they'll be that much stronger with the Mirana scepter. They might consider waiting for that because it should align with Sand King Blink Dagger.
Okay. Still, we've got Power Rangers coming in for the D ward, keeping their eyes on all this stuff that's going this direction. And top lane, the tower went down. Bignum still a ways away from his Lincoln Sphere, but not the end of the world. They're doing pretty good. I feel like Power Rangers have responded a lot better in this game than what we saw in game number 1.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. Puck now has his Blink Dagger as well. It's actually really cool to see. I was talking about the ET combo with this Puck. He actually opts to get an extra point in natural order and just skips on his ulti.
Huh. That is pretty cool. I like that.
So they're really banking on this Puck, I feel. Obviously, that helps everyone else as well. I mean, you do have, you know, Darkseer and Rubik.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And I guess that eventually you start to look at Power Rangers lineup. You've also got the null field that comes out from the Rubik later for more magical resistance, so you can really outstrip the side of Elements with the magical damage going their direction eventually.
It's actually a good point. Maybe that's why they prefer Rubik, just for that null field. It does help a lot.
Yeah. Well, Tier 1 towers starting to drop in the top lane. Swift Ending takes it down. Got some of those Shadow Demon illusions that have become notorious all across the world for annoying taking of towers. Power Rangers, they're going to trade off a tower mid as well, so easy peasy back and forth.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, both sides are kind of scared to fight.
They both feel very afraid of each other, and I guess with good reason. Like, Luna at this point does do a ton of damage with her ulti, and if Mirana's able to find a solid initiation with the rest of her team, like, that's maybe something to contend with as the Ags gets picked up.
And Sand King did pick up his Blink Dagger. Does anyone have the smoke? They picked up the Blink Dagger and they picked up the Scepter, so if there's a time that you should smoke and take a team fight, this is it. Looking
for it with the Invis rune, at least from Mirana, see if she can find a pick off to start the fight. The rest of the side of Power Rangers is here. This is a good one if they can get him. And does...
I think she might just go for the solo kill. I think she can kill her. Oh, never mind. No, never mind.
No?
They do smoke.
They're searching. They're looking. Misses the arrow. And that's a little unfortunate. And I think that Cheshire Cat's going to realize what's happening also. Yeah, they're backing out. They're gone.
Yeah, they know something is up because the middle lane is right in front of the tower and no one's clearing it out.
I mean, they can't even really easily take down this tower either. Obviously no backdoor protection, but they don't have a creep wave with them. So it is going to just have to be all right clicks coming in from these illusions and such. Which isn't the end of the world, but it's also not great. And now I'm starting to... like, how worried do I have to be about this Morphling? He's got his Lincoln Sphere now.
Oh, they still have a little bit of time until they have to really worry about him. Because Lincoln's alone is, you know, he's still strong, but he's not the Morphling you know. But once he gets his E-Blade, then you have to really, you know, be really, really careful.
Stacks are still coming out. You've got Bignum that's spotted here, so they do have eyes on the Morphling if they want to try and find some type of a kill against him, but it is a hard one, that is for sure. Looks like they are at
Unfortunately, since he has Lincolns, you need pretty much like 4 out of 5 of the team just to kill him off.
Yeah. So he's just taking a little bit of a burst. Going to back out now. Cheshire Cat farms up, runs away, doesn't want to get caught. He has built his mechanism, has the arcanes on top of it, and is about to actually have his Blink Dagger too. So a lot of stuff going the way of Power Rangers right now, and they've been able to build themselves back into 3,500 lead, I think just off of farming efficiency. It's been Elements kind of grouped up together, not really comfortable moving out across the map.
Yeah, they did win a couple of engagements in the early stages, so definitely helped them.
Oh. Cheshire Cat. Blink. And we'll see if they
I'm a little surprised they're not making more moves with this puck. They've been kind of passive with this.
Yeah, they feel pretty comfortable, I guess, just holding out for the Morphling to get his next big item. Which is a little bit interesting to me, too, because, like you said, it would be nice if Fonia could catch up on, like, sort of continuing the snowball that he built in the early game. But I guess either they're not giving that opportunity, or they don't want to overstep their bounds after how rough that last game turned out for them.
Potentially, but I think they're just kind of afraid to fight into Elements right now. I guess they just still aren't confident enough. And like you said, they could be just waiting for their Morphling to farm. I guess they're like content with just letting everyone farm and confident in their ability to win the late game.
Did he really just hit that arrow? What? Alright, that's fine. Here's the thing that I'm worried about, and this could be completely wrong, so please correct me if I am wrong. Elements they were behind for a little while, and they are still going to get somewhat out-farmed. But, oh god, he actually doesn't have his blink. He doesn't have a orb either. He's out of mana. Phase shift, it's only going to last you so long, and trying to escape, but yeah, they lose the puck. It's like those types of plays where you're playing very aggressively as the puck to try and keep the lanes pushed out, but you're not really finding kills, you're not really doing much outside of continuing to push the creep wave, and eventually this lineup from Elements is going to be really strong with like, their ability to take down towers with the Luna.
I think his play was fine, he just kind of overstepped his boundaries. It's supposed to be like close to impossible to die when you have like these kind of items on puck and there's no line disable or Rubik disable for you, but he just gets caught out without his blink.
A little unfortunate. BKB is going to be the item for Swift Ending. What do you think about that pickup?
Yeah, I think this is the right pickup. I mean, PR is pretty much nothing but magic burst, so by having a BKB he can just stand and fight.
He's gonna back out also.
I think this also signals that they're ready to fight. I think they don't want to sit back anymore and let this Morphling become a real threat.
Well, and that's what I was sort of alluding to, is that with this type of a lineup, the puck was so strong for a long time there, and now, like, sure, the puck is still strong, you've still got the ET stuff that's going to come out, E-Blade is just now finished, so there's that Bignum can use as well in the midst of these team fights, but it definitely feels to me like Elements have farmed their way back into this game. You've got Marana that has a Blink Dagger now on top of an Ag, so her initiations are going to be stellar, and I don't know, I'm concerned that maybe Power Rangers missed a little bit of a timing where they could have been significantly stronger than Elements and able to find kills.
I I think they just think they're pretty even in terms of farm with elements, because they were behind originally, right. And then they got a couple kills in return, and they realized, all right, we kind of broke even now. Let's just keep farming and wait for the Morphling to get huge. And Elements kind of realizes that they're just banking on this Morphling.
Dire's middle tower
J4 dodges the arrow. They're still pressuring this tier 2 tower, which is going to drop rather rapidly once the backdoor protection gets disabled and you got these illusions heading in there. But the Veil, the Orb, the back out, not going to be able to catch them. Plus side is this Catapult, which does dissuade them from making too many mother moves in that direction as they pop the Glyph. Top lane is being pressured by the Morphling as well. It still doesn't feel like Power Rangers want to try and take this fight. They're playing very passively.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They are getting a lot out of this. Ooh, that tower, 17 life.
Radiant's top tower has been denied. Radiant's bottom tower.
They're still scared of Elements 5-man, which is kind of surprising. I feel like PR is stronger than them now. Well, they do smoke. They decide it's finally time to fight.
That E-Blade is up and online. We also have Elements. This is eerily similar to what we saw previously, and if they can catch out these heroes right at the start, Lincoln's is gone. They pop the E-Blade onto J4 to keep him alive a little bit longer. The jump forward, a lot of damage is being dealt by Swift Ending, though, in the midst of this team fight. They are gonna drop low, and he actually switched over to Agi for that one. They kill off the Rubik. Double for Swift Ending, chasing him down. Milan, silenced but not dead as of yet. He does fall to that Darkseer illusion, and Aphonia just trying to man up, able to dodge away from the stomp, and 4 are already dead for Elements. Swift Ending still barely alive, chased down by the puck, and it looks like they're maybe going to be able to find this kill. You've still got Lifesteal, you've still got one more Lucent Beam, trying to escape, and with the stomp, the turnaround, almost bringing down that puck, is going to finally fall. Full wipe. But they did lose the Morphling. Still great for Power Rangers.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Big Num. He accidentally switched to agility when he almost made it out. But PR, team wipe him. Unfortunately for Elements, I feel like apart from the BKB Luna, it's so hard for the rest of his team to survive because PR just has way too much AoE. It's nothing but AoE.
No. Milan's got the Glimmer Cape now, which can help to some extent, and Sand King with the Yules, but if it's not all in perfect sort of harmony in that moment, it does just, they get destroyed. And that was even without the E-Blade being used offensively. They used it on the J4 Rubik.
Yeah, just to protect them. Which was some pretty damn fast reflexes. Yeah, like, broke the smoke and got stunned, immediately E-Bladed him.
Suddenly, the damage amps up rather rapidly, and looks like Elements are back at it again. Thinking about going for a kill up in the top lane. Big Num...
They just missed a scan too.
Oh, this is rough. They have an arrow available if they want to go for a Burrow Strike through to start it off. They also hit the arrow now. A lot of magical damage going out. I don't know if they're going to be able to find this kill, though. He just replicates away.
Yeah. Post your OS frogs every time this happens.
That's a scary one indeed. Well, maybe this translates into eventually building into some type of a silence. Maybe a sheep stick or something.
Sheep stick would probably be the only answer because Big Num is already going for that. I would have to assume it's a BKB because that's the only way he dies right now. It's just through magic damage. I don't think Luna is strong enough to kill him off through BKB right now.
Yeah. Well, Aphonia has Gem on himself. They don't have another Mirana ulti for 50 seconds, so any type of initiation at this point is going to be pretty tough to do. It looks like, do they spot this out? Dire don't see him yet.
Bottom tower is under attack.
They're positioned pretty well for this, so this could be really bad for Elements.
Oh, Mitch, Burrow Strike on a Cheshire Cat. They've got the arrow follow-up. It doesn't connect. The Dream Coil only goes on to one. Vacuum Wall turnaround. Cheshire Cat still falling low. They jump in to where Phony is, but that's just going to be a Mirana gone. Puck finds the kill. The Eclipse comes out, but they've already lost their Mirana.
Elements need to get out like right now.
Oh, man. All right. There is going to be the Puck Illusory Orb that goes out still in the midst of all of them. They get the silence onto two. Bignum is here, destroys the Shadow Demon. They're going to look for Swift Ending. It's going to have the BKB available. No, it doesn't. It's already been used, and she's gone. Just like that. Bignum finds the kill. Double for him. Looking for LeBron. That's another one. And a triple for the Morphling. 4 gone. PR have definitely made an impact here, and it is starting to feel like Elements are grasping at straws.
That was quite the flank by PR. They were pretty much in every single direction. And once your Luna BKBs and uses Eclipse, like, if the team fight isn't over by then, you have to get out. And unfortunately, they stuck around, and they paid the price for it.
You said it earlier. I mean, Bignum, now he has his BKB online. Like, how do you kill
get
this
his Aegis, too. He's going to get his Aegis. You just kill him twice.
Yeah. Oh, man. This is definitely a tough one. It almost feels like Elements need to try and switch into, like, going for a split push game, which is just not going to work. I don't know what you do at this point in the game. Just try and, like, out team fight him, but ignore the Morphling maybe.
But see, this is the issue with Elements lineup now, is that even if you decide to go for that split push, you're split pushing into a Puck and a Morphling. So the Morphling can always just make a replicate, and he could follow a Puck, or he could follow a Rubik, and they could just catch people out. Oh man.
Like this? Yeah, this could be a problem. Vacuum back tried to snap the coil, but doesn't find it. Doesn't matter. Bignum's there, and he is just a monster at this stage in the game. They take it down. Double kill, or rather a killing spree for Phony on this Puck, and I mean, they're pushing out these lanes to the best of their ability, but it is feeling like all for naught at this point.
It's just too difficult for them to deal with this Morphling now. He's just way too big, and they have to rely on this Luna, and Luna can't do it on her own.
Radiant's top
Well, they're
tower is
pushing
under
in
attack.
towards mid. It looks like they want to try and
Dire's
make the
middle
trade,
tower is under attack.
and it's something to be a little bit concerned about, but
Radiant structures
I don't
are
know.
fortified.
Actually, Bignum doesn't have a
Radiant's top tower
TP.
is under attack.
They are pushing really rapidly, and they've got all those illusions.
Dire's structures are
I don't know.
J4 is here to defend. And so it's got down.
It's true. Yeah, they're gonna have to back out now. Stun?
I don't think he has to back out. He has nothing to be afraid of. He still
Yeah.
has Aegis.
Yeah, he just turns around and hits Milan. That's a mega kill streak. They got the ultimate out onto him, so at least something going back their way. Sandstorm, he's sticking around for a long time and really pressing the boundaries. They might be able to bring him down here. They do have the Burrow Strike through, a lot of damage being dealt. They got the E-Blade trying to jump away, so at least once he's going down. They're going to have to regen through this, though, because he is still so hard to kill off, and there's the Fire Blast, still left alone. Burrow Strike connects. They might think about going back in again. But that ended up being okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, he lost his entire team. No one stuck around except for him. But he does take the melee rack. Definitely worth it for him at the cost of the Aegis.
There's still a decent amount of farm on the Mirana. She's not nearly as farmed as you would want out of her at this point in the game. Sand King also is struggling a bit in comparison to the Darkseer,
Radiant's top barracks
but
are
he's
under
building
attack.
into an Agnum Scepter, so maybe they can keep him back for the moment. They do create a couple of illusions of the Morphling now. Dual Scepter lift up for the Sand King, keeping him alive, but he is going to drop very low. Shadow Amulet not going to be able to survive. Cheshire Cat still chasing. They get the sleep onto 2. Yeah, they really don't care. Man, Power Rangers are just so strong right now.
Man, poor J4. He was just standing around, and Shadow Demon disrupted the Morphling and just killed him with Morphling illusions. It wasn't even like anything like hitting him. It's just his own teammates' illusions, and he just died.
I mean, that's the thing that's nuts about that is if you take a look at the actual damage dealt, you end up getting 2 illusions that deal 75% damage. So it's basically like one hero that's stronger than the actual hero's right clicks coming through. So that does a good amount of damage to his teammates.
Yep. I mean, he's, what, 270 damage right now, 70% of his base damage. Oh, sorry, his base damage is 255 right now, so 70% of his base damage is like close to 200.
Yeah.
And Rubik has 3 armor and 880 life. I don't think he's going to live for very long.
They got to be pretty sure to not get the Shadow Demon illusions of the Morphling. But they do. There's ways to find kills.
Maybe this is why J4 picked Rubik, actually. He's just waiting to grab that disruption from SD, and then he can just become SD himself and make Morphling illusions.
Seems like it'd be pretty cool. Yeah, why not? Let's see if it happens.
I mean, if not Morphling, you can make Luna illusions too.
Yeah, they're not bad either way.
And then all of a sudden you become a carry as well.
It's good stuff. Well, they're still getting a decent amount of farm on Swift Ending here. He's going to pick up the Eagle Song now. Go finish off another little stack of Ancients, and they can get the Butterfly online. That's one of the ways for them to get back into this game. It's a decent amount of farm, but a Stomp comes through now. They're going to chase her down. Glimmer Cape is there as well, and just trying to back out. The Puck is on the other side, bringing everybody else of Elements very low. Shadow Demon's gone. They pop the Eclipse. It's turned around now, but it's not doing nearly enough damage. This have so much resistance, and the right clicks coming through should be able to finish off Swindethine. Double kill now for Aphonia. Adaptive Strike. Unstoppable streak for Bignum. And what has...
J4 stole Eclipse.
Oh my god. Yeah, this is becoming a problem. I think that with this, it might be pretty close to over. I hear an epicenter, and it kills off the creeps, but that's about all you got from Mitch Toda as they take down the Marauder.
That's what they call GG. Yeah, GG is called.
It's going to mean we're going to go to a game number 3. Elements Pro Gaming destroyed Power Rangers game 1, and Power Rangers kind of does the same to them in game number 2. And Lyrical, Aosin as well. What are your thoughts on this going into game number 3? Are you favoring one side or the other, or do you just think it all comes down to the draft?
I'd say they're pretty evenly matched. I think the draft definitely had a heavy influence on this match as well. Like I said, Elements is pretty reliant on the early game going well for them, and while it did look like it was going pretty damn good for them, all of a sudden the puck rotation snags them 3 kills and they're back in it, and then they just win the game off of a massively farmed morph.
All right, well, we'll see if we can potentially solve some of the woes of the previous games, and if game number 3 is going to end up being less of a stomp. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. So stick around, everybody. Game 3 up in just a second. This is the Summit 6 qualifiers. Be right back.